like if you do heroin, you're not going back to weed.
Do you think Mark Zuckerberg scrolls reels and sits on the toilet for too long because he's scrolling reels?
It's amazing. Like, isn't it amazing how much you can realize when you just talk?
Yeah.
It's like, it is actually such a... So, we're going to play some chess.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn, that all rhymes. Alright, so what are we going to talk about?
Well, what we talking about before recording was the topic of overstimulation and how so many of us, myself included, use our phones and social media and YouTube videos and music as just constant input into our brains, and we don't give ourselves any time for like silence. And we're gonna play chess while we do it. I don't even know.
Keep ourselves stimulated.
Yeah, I don't even know if like the camera will really see what's going on.
You can't be having a conversation for this long without doing something.
Right.
It's not a bad move. Remember that these are pawns.
Yeah. We have soda can tabs as two of the pawns because they got lost.
Oh wait, you were supposed to go first because you're white, huh?
That's fine.
Yeah. We don't fuck with racism. All right. I'm gonna do this. I think this is gonna be very difficult, actually.
I know.
Maybe we'll just do it like every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad issue, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's not even just like overstimulation. It's just like stimulation in general. Like, you always have to be like stimulated and doing something.
Constant stimulation.
Otherwise, like your brain like tries to eat itself or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like you would like have like physical like mental pain.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that permeates into like every part of your life though. Because like now you can't hold conversations. Now you can't be bored ever. You can't think about anything. So you can't think about like, like your relationships or your I'm blanking. Oh my god. Like you can't think about anything. You can't think about your psychology, your relationships. You can't think about what you're going to do the next day, And like anytime anything gets hard, you're just like, oh, I'm just going to pull out my phone and just...
Yeah. Yeah, I notice it in a couple different situations in my life. Like, first and foremost, I just like can't let myself be bored. Anytime there's like 2 seconds of silence when I'm like alone, I just go, all right, pulling out my phone, I'm going to watch a YouTube video. I also definitely think that, like you were saying, when things get hard is also another time that I find myself pulling out my phone. Like if I'm like struggling with an assignment, instead of like pushing through it and like trying to figure it out, my instinct is to just be like, oh god, and then like pull out my phone. Dude, it's just like the easy thing to do to relieve the stress.
I have to hide that shit from myself. Like when I'm doing an assignment or like just doing anything that might be like difficult whatsoever, I have to like put my phone in a place where I like forget where it is.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like you pull up your phone, you lose your train of thought, and then you just can't like, you're just like, what the hell am I doing now? And then it becomes harder again. Like you keep hitting that hard part, and then the thing never gets done because you never jumped over that barrier. It's like, it's actually crazy.
I know. Yeah. And it's just like, you can't get into that flow state of like working like that perfect. You're just like chipping away at it forever. You're like, cannot hit that. I haven't hit that in a long time, I think.
Dude, that's like the best feeling in the world.
I know.
Why haven't you hit it in a while?
Distracting. My phone.
Think so?
Yeah. I just, even like when I'm working on stuff, like if it feels like some kind of like not super hard task that I can do kind of on autopilot, I'll put up a YouTube video while I'm doing it.
Dude, my brother like watches YouTube while he drives.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
That's pretty bad. Like,
I mean, like I can understand it if you're treating it like a podcast, because like I've listened to podcasts on a long drive.
He like watches videos.
Dude, I was at a red light one time, and I looked over in the car next to me. This lady was just like literally like her phone was on like the mount in her car, and she's like scrolling like this and goes like looks up at the red light. I'm like, you can't sit at a red light for 30 seconds. Like, I know that I have problems with it sometimes, but at least I'm not that bad.
Dude, we're going there though.
I know.
It's so bad. Dude, you know, I had to delete everything off my phone because I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like at any moment I'm just like I'm gonna go on. Like first it was TikTok, and I'm like, okay, like I'm addicted to this. Like I'm gonna get something worse. Instagram Reels. Got addicted to that. I'm like, all right, can't have Instagram anymore. That sucks. And then like went to like Twitter, and I was like, Jesus, like surely, right?
Yeah.
Like surely, but it's anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's got pretty colors. It's got like thumbnails. It's got like, God, man, anything. And now all I have on my phone is LinkedIn, and that one actually is so bad
that you don't do it.
So I gotta lock into this.
Yeah.
You gonna kill my pond with that?
Nah, I can't.
Kill this guy.
Oh, I could. Nah, then your rook will get me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put it here and see what happens.
I don't know about that, bro.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Now I'm locked in.
Yeah, no, I think that I definitely need to delete the apps. I think
you still have all of them.
I still have them.
I feel like
I turn the notifications off at least, so it's like at least the app won't pull me in.
Yeah,
it's just when I get like to a point, I'm like, oh, I should open it. You know,
and it's so hard because you like need a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I use Twitter to like understand like what the hell was going on in the world because I don't trust any of the news sources because they're all just like
right.
I mean, Twitter's also biased as hell, but like at least you have real people like saying like authentic shit on there,
right?
You know, and then like Instagram is just like where people like update their lives and things like that, and like it kind of sucks. You have to disconnect yourself from that in order to like do anything else with your life.
I know, and then you feel like you're just like missing out so much once you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I turn notifications off for everything, including Snapchat, and I do miss things because like I don't Snapchat people, but I have like work group chats that are like the fun ones, and people will be like, "Yo, party at my house, pull up at 5," and I see it like 2 days later because I don't check Snapchat at least, and it's just like I'm like, damn, I missed that. I missed the invitation. So
yeah, I used to Snapchat was actually like the last thing I had actually before Twitter.
Yeah,
and, like it was like I don't know, dude. I would just like go on there and look at like I had this like dark pattern where I'd like go on there like look at people's stories and I'd just like close it. I was like, what just happened? Like nothing happened.
Yeah,
and I was like, what the hell am I doing here? You know, sometimes like people don't even have new stuff on their stories and still go through it. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about YouTube? Is YouTube addictive for you?
Yeah, YouTube and like I'm slowly transitioning more and more into YouTube, like instead of short form content, even though sometimes the shorts get me. But like I'll be walking across campus and have a YouTube video playing in my ears, and it's like it's definitely better than short form content, but like I jump back and forth from being like, oh god, I'm so brain rotted, like I need something to listen to when I walk across campus, and it's not like I need it. But like, if I have the choice between walking across campus in silence or listening to something, I'm going to choose to listen to something. Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it on this walk. And I do it and it's fine. But it's just like...
This thing is like, I think that's the really hard part where it's like, you kind of just, like realistically, like you could go without it. Like my friend, like he's severely addicted. Like it's like obvious, you know what I mean? And he claims he's like, no, I'm not addicted. He's like, it's just entertainment. Like I just use it to entertain myself. I'm like, why? Like he's like, I could stop using it anytime I want. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm sure you could, except you won't because like you're just always going to use it because it's always just like little entertainment. He's like, yeah, just use it when I'm bored because it's like just entertainment. I'm like, that's the whole goddamn point. Like you can't allow yourself to think about anything else. But like, I know what you're talking about. Like, I go around campus like with music all the time, or like podcasts or something like that. And a lot of times I'm not even like listening. Like I'm just like it's just like something to like just drown out my thoughts or whatever the hell, you know. And like I feel like that's when it's really bad. Yeah, you know, when you like are incapable of thinking about anything, like you said, difficult or like anything in general. Like even if you're anything difficult in terms of like, you're solving some type of problem, or like you're trying to figure out like some psychological shit. You can't think, and it's just easier to just like be like, you know what, I'm gonna go see dogs on TikTok. Man, and you know what the worst part is? Like, I haven't had any of those like short form like reels or anything like that for like, probably like 2 years now, and like it doesn't go away. Literally, like it doesn't go away.
Yeah,
it's just it permeates it. Like, I find anything to replace it, and it sucks, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what I've been doing with YouTube. Like, I definitely still like enjoy the good Instagram reel every once in a while, but like YouTube has just like become background noise for me, and in a way that I feel like is like how like a cigarette smoker uses like nicotine gum, like YouTube videos when I'm walking across campus are like my nicotine gum.
Just always have something.
Yeah, like it's just that slight buzz.
Man, it's so bad. I wonder, like, what do you think are like the long-term ramifications?
Dude, you want to know what I'm scared of?
What's that?
Getting dementia.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say that.
Dude, I'm so scared that like I've brain rot myself into dementia.
You think like this is linked to dementia?
I feel like it could be. I'm no doctor, but holy shit, like I feel like my brain is like fuzzy sometimes. Yeah.
Dude, I've noticed that actually my memory got really bad from weed. I don't know.
Really?
I mean, it was probably a combination of like, because I used to be like catastrophically addicted to weed, It's like that, the combination of that and TikTok was probably not good for my memory, but I blame it more on the weed, because I've talked to enough people who like have chronically smoked weed, and they're like, yeah, that shit like fucks with just my memory in general. And like, I know some people with really good memory that use TikTok all the time, so maybe it's not TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never smoked weed, so I can't attest. And I think I have a good memory. I have a weirdly good memory for specific things.
Yeah.
Like, I'll remember like weird facts all the time and just like bring them up in conversation, I think. And that's always fun. But I'm so bad at remembering people's names.
Dude, I have probably one of the worst memories of anyone you'll ever meet. It's actually so bad. I can't remember anything. The only way I remember things is like the relationships. You know what I mean? It's like I need to like if you tell me to memorize a fact, it's impossible for me. Like, it needs to be related to something else, because the only way that I get back to anything is by following like this like causal relationship back to the thing that you want.
Right.
And it's like without that, I'm just dead. It's so bad. That's why like biology exam can't do it.
Yeah.
Literally can't do it. I can't sit there and like memorize, like, because these things like they don't have relationships between each other. I mean, I'm sure they do, but that's not how they teach it. That's not how my note cards teach it.
Yeah.
But like, something like math like makes a lot more sense to me, because it's like you just follow the rules, and then you don't need to memorize anything. You just follow the rules.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, that might actually be like a generation ender, bro. If like, imagine like everyone in our generation got dementia.
Dude.
Like, that's just like, it's one of those things like global warming. Like, once you find out, it's like once we get there, bro, like there's no going back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I genuinely think that brain rot is going to be like our version of like cigarettes in the 50s.
I think so too.
Like, everybody smoking cigs, and then we find out 30 years later, oh, like, this is terrible for you. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know about you, but do you listen to like YouTube videos ever when you're going to sleep?
No.
Like, in the same,
I used to.
Like, I do it in like that podcast way. Like, I put the screen down, I just like listen to it as I fall asleep.
Dude, you know what I used to do?
Yeah.
It was like I would put up a YouTube video and just watch it until I literally passed out.
Yeah.
And like fall asleep that way. And like that, dude, that's so bad. That's actually like, I would wake up, I wouldn't even remember falling asleep, and it would be on like the 5th video in the series or something, like,
yeah.
And I would always watch it would either be brain rot, or like, actually this one time I had this phase where I was watching like deep sea critter documentaries. They're like 50 minutes, and like I would watch them because they were so like at the beginning they were so boring, and then
Yeah.
I started learning enough about deep sea critters. I'm like, wait, these guys are crazy. Like, and then like I wouldn't be able to sleep because I would actually be watching
Yeah.
the documentary.
Yeah, I usually put something on that's like very low attention
Yeah.
needing. That's just like entertainment, and I just go like I fall asleep. And then like there's one night, actually like a string of a couple nights, where it was when I had like the first phase of that really, really big project due for my brand management class. And I was like so stressed out because it was like the few days leading up to the project being due, and it ended up being a 40-page report. And I remember going to bed one of those nights leading up to the due date, and I was like pissed off that I was like watching a video at night, and I just like turned it off. And then when I fell asleep with nothing on, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this feels good. I was like, this feels awesome. Wait, my brain feels like it's relaxing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so sad we can relate on this level, bro. But like, I know what you're talking about because like, yeah, I'll be watching those like videos or whatever, and then it like finally gets turned off. I'm like, oh my God, I can sleep now.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what's so interesting to me though, is like, why the fuck do we keep coming back and doing that shit?
I don't know.
If it's like, I guess, I wonder if it's just almost like a habit at this point.
Definitely.
You know, but like, I wonder if it's more than that though. You know, it's like, I think some of it is like a habit. Like you just get up, you just brush your teeth, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you do that. You do it without even thinking. But like, I feel like there's like, sometimes I make a conscious decision. I'm like, I'm going to go watch some fucking brain rot on YouTube right now to go to sleep or something. It's like it has never, ever, ever, ever ended in me being happier.
No.
And it's like, and like, it's just like fucking dumbfounding to me that I can't understand like why I continue to do this when it always has negative repercussions. I guess there is some part of my brain that thinks positive. You know, you get that dopamine or something. Like you need like X amount of fucking dopamine for the day, and like this just gives me what I need to push me over the edge or some shit. It's like,
well, the craziest thing that I like heard in a YouTube video, ironically, is, and I could be misquoting this, and I could be wrong about this. I am a business major, but your brain, like every day you have a set amount of dopamine, and like once you run out for the day, it's like hard, like it doesn't like completely go away. Like you can still get dopamine, but like you burn yourself out on it really fast if you scroll reels all day. And then it just like makes everything else in the day just feel like really boring because you're like trying to chase that high now. Where if you like go without it, you can reserve the dopamine for later in the day, and it helps you do work.
I feel like what you said is probably not like physiologically true, but it's probably, as an analogy, it is exactly like how people work.
I don't know. I was like, maybe that video could be wrong, but it was just like whoever it was, they were like, you have a set amount of dopamine for the day.
But it's a good mental model,
right? Because
that's how you feel.
Yeah,
you know. And I think like also one thing that's really bad, especially short form content, I think like so bad, is that like it incentivizes your brain to like, you know, like if you do heroin, you're not going back to weed.
Yeah.
Right? And so like if you get this like really crazy ass like dopamine from like 2 seconds of video, like that is, if you're maximizing for dopamine, that is so efficient.
Yeah.
You know, and so like why would you ever do anything else? Like I'm not gonna go like try and find love or like resolve traumas or like try and like, you know,
do a hard project.
You know, because people would do those things for the dopamine going up to it and then the serotonin.
Yeah.
Right. But now like it's more advantageous to me to just watch TikToks.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't make sense to do those other things. Like it's just like, I think that's why people do it. And that's the worst thing. It's like, that's why I think it's better to watch longer form content than short form content, just because like it makes you work a little more for the dopamine.
Yeah.
And the best thing you could do for yourself is work hard for a small amount of dopamine, in my opinion. You know, it's like your dopamine should be proportional to how much effort you put in.
Right.
And if you're putting in no effort and getting a fuck ton of dopamine, like something
else, yeah.
Something is going wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing comes for free, you know? And so like you're fucking dwindling your brain away to get this dopamine.
Yeah.
Like it's not sustainable, you know? And I think a lot of people are going to find that out the hard way.
Yeah. Something that I try to think about a lot is like, what are the baby steps that I can take that are like, yeah, like not jumping from like scrolling on reels for 3 hours to like solving some fucking complex mathematical equation. Like, what are like the baby steps in between? And for me, it's like it goes from like short form content to long form content, and like intentionally watching like a 15-minute video that is like not highly edited and like valuable information that you just like should pay attention to.
Yeah.
Then go from that to like watching an episode of like Breaking Bad, you know, and like again intentionally doing it, not like scrolling on your phone while you're watching it. And then from there go to like a movie where it's like hour and a half, 2 hours, and you're just like locked in on it. The other morning, I got so tired of like I got so tired of this issue that I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna turn on Whiplash, the movie, because I've never seen it before until like a couple weeks ago.
That's crazy.
And I watched it, and I was like shocked at how like locked in I was in on it. Like I wasn't even sitting in my chair for half of the video. I was sitting on my like little Foot Locker chest, like this, just like watching the movie, and I was like happy with myself that I was able to just like not even think about my phone. Like I wasn't even like trying. I was just like, oh god, this is really good,
dude. Like, yeah. I think it also helps that that's a great movie.
It is a really good movie.
I fucking love that movie.
I'm so obsessed with it now.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be my favorite movie.
It's so good.
I also, the movie you haven't watched is Shutter Island, but that movie's really good.
That's it.
I watched that again recently.
Yeah.
And like, it was harder for me, dude, because it was just like, you know, the dopamine, bro. It's a long movie and it's got slow parts, and it's like, you know, I watched it with my brother. Bro did not make it like, dude, he made it like 20 minutes in and he was playing Clash Royale. You know, it's like, he cannot survive this shit, man.
You know what's funny though? Like, I remember being like 7 years old and I had my DS.
Yeah.
And I'd be playing my DS watching TV.
Really?
Do you ever do that?
Probably. I don't know. My
like,
memory's terrible. I don't remember like anything from my childhood.
Like I remember, and that was like great memories too.
Yeah.
Like very nostalgic thinking about it. Like playing Lego Star Wars on my DS, watching like Cartoon Network. And sometimes I feel like what I do is like reminiscent of that. Like you're saying, like playing Clash while you're watching a movie, except like for a movie like Shutter Island, that's like a classic.
Yeah.
You should watch the movie. You know, like it's not like you're watching some Pixar movie.
Might I
like killing time?
I think. See, there's a difference though. It's like when you did that as a kid, it was because you enjoyed what you were doing.
Yeah.
And like now, like dude, I'll like be watching videos and like as I'm watching, I'm like, holy shit, I need to turn this off. I need to turn like I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. And I can't literally cannot turn it off. You know, and like that shit, when you do it without like extracting value from it, and you're just doing it because you have to do it, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely when it's a problem. Like you're not getting anything out of it. All you do is just wasting your time. You're just wasting your mental capacity. Like something that I like thought up last year when I was trying to think about an analogy for this is like, you know, I feel like nowadays I have a lot of physical time and no mental time. You know, like I have like realistically like, you know, 8 to 12 hours in like a day.
Yeah.
Right. But like I only about like 3 hours of that, maybe, I mean, some days even less, like 1 hour, 2 hours actually goes to like doing anything of importance. And when I say like of importance, I mean like you can do a lot of tasks like automatically.
Yeah.
You can even do homework automatically a lot of times. But like when you really need to sit down and do the grueling work, that's what I consider like the mental time. You know, and like that I have noticed in my life has been on the down slope.
Yeah.
You know, and like that, I mean, if you can't do that, then you're just like you can't innovate. You can't do anything. You can't create anything. You're just stuck just doing what you already know how to do. You can't learn anymore.
Yeah.
And like that, dude, like I think at the point where learning becomes too difficult, because everyone knows that learning is difficult. When learning is too difficult of a task, and like you might as well like be doing something else, you failed. You know? And I feel like we're very quickly reaching that like singularity of like people like it's going to be more advantageous for people to just waste their time with like brain rot shit and going and doing like fuck all as like a job, and instead of like actually like pushing towards like being the best version of themselves and things like this. And like, you know, I look back at like, I mean, there's still people like this today, but like, I look back at like, you know, I'm very interested in physics. So I like learned about the history of like some of these physicists, and like you look at like, you know, people like Leibniz and like Newton, these guys, and they like, they just like, they have this singular focus on this like one thing. And it's like, you know, of course, like they have interest in this thing. And like when they have a problem, they just go figure out the goddamn problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have literally never met anyone in our generation that's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Like not even like, willpower is one thing and passion is one thing, but like capable of doing, like if you held a gun to my head, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's a sad goddamn thing, because it means like you'll never be able to like achieve things like those people could achieve. Okay, it's like, just because you've wasted so much time and energy, just like, you know, just like wasting time and energy.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
I think that we've all just gotten so used to like, it's like sneaky how it happened. At least I feel like for me,
dude.
where it's just like when was the point in my life that I became like addicted to short form content? I think it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Like that's right when TikTok popped off, and then like everybody was locked in the house, not doing much of anything. That's when I like downloaded TikTok and started scrolling, and I was like, even then I was like, oh god, I just like scrolled for 2 hours.
Do you think you were like addicted to content before TikTok? Or do you think TikTok was like the catalyst and like everybody saw like how much engagement TikTok got and they all like changed their algorithms and now everyone's addicted to everything?
I would say that I still watched a lot of YouTube before that. I think in a healthier way.
Yeah.
And I was like actually like interested in the videos, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And that was like the shortest form of content at the time.
It's true.
Was like a 10-minute YouTube video.
Yeah.
You know? And then we just like jumped. Like it was such an exponential jump from like 10-minute videos on average that you're watching locked in to 30-second, not even 30-second, like 15-second short form videos. And it just like totally fucked our baseline.
I feel like there's like the amount of time in a video, but there's also like the content of the video.
Yeah.
Like there was, dude, I cannot watch Mr. Beast videos, bro.
Oh yeah.
I actually can't, because it's like they're long, but they're brain rot.
Yeah.
Which makes you realize that there's a difference between a long video and a short video, and then like a brain rot video and a non-brain rot video.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's so engaging, and that's such a problem, because if you think about it, you could just make a Mr. Beast video from just a ton of tiny TikToks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
each one of those moments when you get that dopamine spike, it's just the same thing as watching a TikTok, except now you're doing it for 10 minutes instead of just watching, you know, one for 3 seconds and you go and see someone else's video. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same goddamn thing under the hood. And it's like, man, that's hard. Even like, I don't know, dude. I used to watch like Clash Royale content and like fucking even those guys, bro.
Yeah.
They're like maximizing it. Like, you know, sometimes in Clash Royale, it's like there's like some time between like one of your troops attacks another one, but like some of these guys, they optimize that shit, bro, and they like have cuts, and so everything's always hitting something, like something's taking damage, and I'm like, dude, I can't watch this anymore. It's literally I can't take it. Then you play the game, you're like, yeah, this shit's boring, bro. Like, of course it is, you know.
Have you ever seen the movie Percy Jackson?
Yes, but I don't remember anything.
Do you remember the Lotus Casino?
No.
They eat those flowers, and it's like they're like lotus flower cookies, and the whole thing is like, don't eat the lotus flower cookies, and they're like, what? And they eat them, and they start having like this like grand old Vegas time as much as they can, as like it's a kids movie, so they're like drinking soda and like hitting the arcade, but they're like, oh man, what time is it? And it's like 2 weeks later, and they're like, I thought we were here for like 2 hours. That was like the allegory of like the lotus flowers is like that's what it does to you. And like, that is exactly how it feels on short form content.
Yeah,
like
dude.
that, my brain feels like that Lotus Flower Casino in Las Vegas when I'm like scrolling reels. It's bad.
I feel like I can also draw an analogy to like anxiety and depression, where it's like, when you, like, depression gets really bad when you have like, when you're a little bit depressed and then it's hard to do things. And then because it's hard to do things, you get more depressed and it keeps going and going. It compounds. Same thing with like, TikTok and like spending your time doing this shit. It's like you spend like a decent amount of time doing it. It's like, oh man, now I have less time. You get anxiety. It becomes harder to do the thing you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting harder and harder. And then you realize, oh, there's 10 minutes before the thing. And now the only reason you're doing it is because the need to do your assignment or what project or whatever it is, like, outweighs the uncomfortability you feel. And that's why I feel like also a lot of people build a negative association between, like, their homework and whatever, and, just the time it takes.
Yeah.
Like, dude, my friends and me too, honestly, like, this is why I made a differentiation between like physical time and mental time.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got this assignment. Should take like 40 minutes. I got like 3 hours. And it takes me 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the capacity to do it in 40 minutes.
Dude, one of my favorite sayings is things only take as much time as you give them.
Yeah.
And like, I know that's so true. And I say it to myself all the time. And I even like try to practice like, okay, I'm going to work on this assignment. This should only take me an hour. I'm going to set myself an hour and I'm going to do it. I still like this might go further past the topic of like, stimulation and all that. But like, I know subconsciously it's not due for another day.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, whatever.
Like, I'll just extend the time.
Yeah. I'm like, let's add another 30 minutes on there because the timer went off. And I'm like, I want to get better at that for sure. Like sticking to the time that I give myself for it.
Dude, that's one of the things like I realized like I like understood last year, which is like this like really weird fact that the more productive you are, the more productive you are.
Yeah.
It's honestly like unbelievable because it's like, oh, I have so much shit to do. Like, how am I going to get all this done? Yeah. But it's like you have a higher probability of finishing that stuff when you have more stuff to do than when you have less stuff to do. Right. And that's like, that honestly fucks with my brain. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it's true. Like I've seen it, Yeah,
and it's like same thing with like, I guess same thing in different words is like, it's that positive feedback loop of like, people are like, oh, I want to be motivated so I can take action, but in most cases, action is what creates motivation to do action, which creates motivation. It's like that kind of loop.
Yeah.
And it's like all the time I like forget about that, I guess. And I don't think about that when really, if I like internalize that, I would probably fall into that positive feedback loop so much more often.
And I feel like that's like, you ever hear people like say, oh, you have writer's block, just start writing.
Yeah. Right?
It's like it's the same type of thing. Like actually sometimes like when I'm feeling like, man, like I'm feeling like a slug for the day. You know? Like I got shit to do, but it's like not that much stuff. And I'm like, I could waste my time doing bullshit. Like, like I'll just like start like cleaning my room or something, because like then you just do something and it snowballs and then you're like, you know what? I'm going to keep this up because the reality is like, it feels good to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I clean something. I'm like, damn, I feel great. I do my like homework or like projects or I just work on personal projects. And it's like, dude, this feels great. Like, why don't I? Like, why don't I do this?
Yeah.
And that's what I think is like the biggest tragedy of like the stimulation nation. You know what I mean? Which is like just this inability to realize that you enjoy doing other things, and you should spend your time doing other things. And now here you are just wasting your fucking time watching like ads passively, just like, I mean, it's tragic. Not only can you not understand yourself because you never think about yourself, you can't resolve any problems because you never allow yourself to get bored and think in the first place. You can't face any resistance in any action ever.
Yeah.
Like it makes you mentally weak.
It does.
It's like, man, I actually think like, like you compared it before, like, to like the problem with like cigarettes and things. I think this is worse. I actually think this is so much worse. Like, because like,
at least people in the 50s were passionate about shit.
That's what I'm saying. And like, here's the thing, like, you smoke cigarettes and like, you die of lung cancer. Yeah. Like what, like 50 years old, 60 years old. what happens if you take someone's goddamn mind away?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're not dead. Maybe they're physically healthy, but like mentally, like they're not there. And I think that if you take that away from somebody, dude, that's like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose all my limbs than my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's fucking evil, honestly.
Oh, for sure. I think that one of my biggest motivators to try to like beat this. I know
Do you
that guy.
know them?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
that guy. There's a window like right here in this room that in the library that people are walking by. So
Did you know all those people, or half of them just
no,
said hi?
those. Did you see those two girls though?
Yeah, they
like
just
they
said
passed
hi
by
to
like
you?
4 times.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I was like,
They're probably trying to understand what the hell's going on.
probably
Here.
yeah.
I guess the camera also can't see. We got like a record player over here.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you gotta make a move, by the way.
Shit. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be some people that are just watching for this.
Yeah, they're gonna be skipping through.
Yeah.
Mm.
Someone's gonna like post the timestamps.
Yeah, actually. What's there?
I don't think we're gonna finish this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Oh no, I can't.
My probably biggest motivator, anytime I remember to think about it, to try to like quit brain rot and like stop scrolling is I'm making these fuck ass billionaires so much goddamn money, and like
That's what does it for you?
I'm like perpetuating the system where they're just like harvesting all of our like attention, our brain power, and making us mentally weak. And like once I think about that, I'm like, oh, this is like a fucked up system. I'm like, I'm gonna stop perpetuating this. I'm gonna go like journal.
Do you feel like you actually like make a difference though? Because I feel like
No.
it feels to be
You don't make a difference, but at least you can be like that's my motivation to like, even though I know I'm not gonna make a difference by myself, I'm like, I know that they're also evilly doing it to me. So I'm like, oh, I should not let them do that to me.
yeah.
You know?
Do you think they think they're evil?
No,
You don't think so?
there's no way.
I wonder if anyone actually thinks they're evil. You know what I mean? Like, do you...
I think
Like-
that they're like, they know what they're doing. And like,
But do they know what they're doing?
they know what they're doing in the sense that I know that they get into these like boardroom meetings and they're like, how can we increase retention? How can we keep people scrolling on the app for longer? They're obviously doing it for the sake of like boosting their ad revenue and like getting profit margins.
Yeah.
They also, I know that their motivation isn't to make people weak, but they're doing it inherently because of the content model, and they're okay with it because it's a positive feedback loop.
They kind of just like look the other way.
Yeah.
They don't try and understand. You know, like I feel like a good analogy for this is like Harry Truman and the bomb,
Mhm.
right? Like, you know, he probably, you know, he ordered the bombing of Nagasaki, right?
Mhm.
And it's like when you look at it objectively, it's like, okay, we're gonna drop a bomb on this, and then you see like a number of people that died or something
Yeah.
like that. But you were not there on the ground level.
Mhm.
You do not understand what it is like being blown up by an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like that's the analogy that we can use to like try and understand somebody like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, yes, all he's looking at is like numbers and retention and shit, but like he's never had his brain manipulated by these systems. He doesn't
I wonder
understand.
if he's addicted to short form content.
I
Do you think
don't
he scrolls
so.
reels when he's taking a shit?
It's a good
Do
question.
you think Mark Zuckerberg scrolls reels and sits on the toilet for too long because he's scrolling reels?
I actually don't think he does. I actually don't think he does.
Really?
You know, I actually listened to a podcast with him, and he was saying that he doesn't let his kids use like any technology.
And that's such a like. That's why I think he's evil, because he's letting everybody else's kids do it.
Well, I think he just knows that it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I guess like in his mind, it's like, well, I know it's a bad thing, so everyone else should know. And
Yeah.
so like, it's not my fault because, you know, like your the parents should be able to look after their own kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to do that.
I agree with that. You know.
I feel like there's this like alienation when you say like business is business. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And it's like, it's like, no, you know, it's just business. We're just here to make money. It's like, yeah, stop being a fucking idiot. Stop selling cigarettes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, go into another business
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, you know, like, maybe we'll get there, bro. Maybe we'll have made millions or billions of dollars, and then have this conversation again, and see if we're like, maybe it really is just like when you have that much money and your whole life is about this thing, and it's like, it doesn't. It's not that it doesn't matter, but it's like you don't care about anything else that happens. It's like, business is business, or you build this like mental framework to justify that you're not a supervillain.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, it definitely happens over time. Yeah, I don't know. I think that something I've just been trying to focus on more and more is like, what can I do instead? Anytime I'm like, oh, I'm scrolling, I'm like, all right, what can I do instead? One thing I like to do a lot instead is play video games, because at least like you're making decisions, and you're like, depending on the video game you're playing, you're like, either you're like quick time reflexes, or you're strategizing, or you're making snap decisions, like,
or at least you're getting better at something.
You're improving,
like there's a challenge. And like, dude, I actually think like video games are really good for people.
I think so. I think
there's certain video games that are bad.
Yeah.
Like you have like Genshin Impact and shit like that. Like that's pretty bad, because it's mostly just gambling and like whatever.
Yeah.
But like there's other games like like real like story games and stuff like that, or like real like competitive multiplayer games. Like I don't like CS:GO, but like if you're good at that game, you have my respect.
Yeah.
Because like
you're like
it takes
good. It takes craft to be good.
It does, bro. It's an art.
Yeah.
Like, you actually have to put in thousands of hours of effort, and you have to challenge yourself all the time. You have to be like really thinking and learning and like taking new approaches and to reach. And it's like, you know what? Like, yes, like some people would argue like it's just a video game. Like, so what, bro? You're just running a fucking business.
Yeah.
It's still this. I'm talking about like the layer below, where it's like your ability to like put this time and effort and to jump over all these hurdles to do this thing is impressive and admirable.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people just don't look at, which is unfortunate. Like, it's funny how like I still hear like parents saying like, oh, video games are like so bad and this stuff. And it's like, yeah, but like, just let the kid watch Cocomelon.
Yeah. And then they give him an iPad and they're like, yeah, no.
It's like go in Clash Royale and go open like fucking loot boxes and shit.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I think like after the conversation, like I'm definitely gonna rethink my life choices and be like, because like back to like the hard things, like deep down I know I like achieving hard things, but it's just like that convenience of like, even like, oh yeah, I'll get to work on this. Let me just like scroll real quick before I get started.
Yeah.
And it's just that such an easy option to like get that dopamine when you're like staring this like behemoth of a problem in the face, even though it's not like dangerous. It's not like urgent. It's just like difficult and it's going to take work.
It takes a lot of effort.
Oh my God. And it's just like, there's that, or it's like, oh, I can press one button and I'm on Instagram Reels.
Yeah, dude, I've like rationalized to myself that I should like have transition periods. So I'll like go eat food and I'm like, okay, now I got to work on this thing, but I'm going to go watch a YouTube video in order to like get my brain in that. I'm like, it's like the craziest rationalization. I do that shit, dude. And it's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, because me too, like deep down, like I get deep satisfaction from doing difficult things.
Yeah.
And it's like that satisfaction is 100 million times better than watching a TikTok and laugh.
Because then you have like, the best part is that you have like a thing that's tangible that you're like, I made this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember 99% of the reels that I watch.
Yeah.
Unless it's like really, really funny. And sometimes you get that one, but it's like gambling. It's like,
no, it's literally gambling.
It's literally gambling.
Like, I watched a YouTube video on this guy explaining how the YouTube or the TikTok algorithm worked. He was saying that like they serve you a really good video and then they give you like 6 or 7 really bad ones and they give you a really good one again.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect ratio. So you keep coming back because you're waiting for the good one. It's like literally pulling a slot machine.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It's just gambling.
Yeah. It even like goes like this, like when you're going.
You know what's interesting is like there's been a serious rise in gambling. Just like sports gambling.
Oh
and shit
yeah.
like that. And I wonder if that's actually like related to like the TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, I know people are very susceptible to gambling in the first place.
Right.
But like, it's probably a combination of it being super socially acceptable, but also like people our age, like just being ready to gamble.
Yeah.
Like I like the same people who are like chronically addicted to TikTok are like the same people who like you literally bet on gambling apps.
Yeah.
Like I have friends, bro. They don't know any of the sports team. They don't know nothing. They throw like fucking like parlays left and right, dude. It's like ridiculous.
Dude, I think the funniest thing I've seen recently is in one of my classes, the guy that sits in front of me, he has his like FanDuel up as he's like putting parlays in, and then he stops and starts scrolling reels with the parlays just sitting there on his laptop screen while we're in class in lecture. Dude, I'm like, you're cooked.
Dude. And like what's crazy is like, you know, I think the worst part is like actually like, this is why I think it's worse than like cigarettes and stuff like that. Is because the problem is it takes away your ability to think.
Yeah.
We already kind of talked about this, but I need to hit this home.
Yeah.
You know, it's like imagine you're trying to like you've got this problem in your life. You don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and like I mean, spoiler: the problem is like TikTok and these things and like
Right.
consumption of content, right? But like now, anytime you have a morsel of time, and you're like, okay, like. You know, and your brain has an option. It's like, okay, think about what is causing this problem, or
Yeah.
go stimulate yourselves. Mm-hmm. Like you're always going to choose stimulate yourself, and then you'll never discover what the problem is
Yeah.
and realize that it's the thing that you've been substituting for your thinking.
Yep.
And it's like that. I think is absolutely the worst thing. That is like taking away people's ability to think about what the problem is crazy.
Yeah,
it's like the old saying, like actually, I don't think it's an old saying, but you know, like the best prison is the prison that the person isn't aware that it's a prison.
Yeah.
You know, there's a better way of saying that, I'm sure.
No, yeah.
But like, you know, people don't know that they're in prison.
Yeah.
You know, and like they're unable to think about it because they don't see the damn walls. You can't even imagine the walls.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you just keep walking around.
It's just like a time prison.
It's like, what's that one movie of that guy who's like in a movie? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Truman Show.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's like, you got this like false reality around you, and like you never stop to think about why is that grass blue? I think grass is usually green.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, man.
What are you gonna do this week to try to like fight this shit?
Dude, I've been fighting, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like the thing is like it depends like what happens in my week, and like the thing is like I feel like people have like longer term cycles of like you know, like at least me, like I have long-term cycles of like, I don't want to call them depression cycles because that sounds really sad, but like you have periods of motivation and periods of less motivation.
Yeah.
And like, it becomes really, really hard to like fight against these like vices when you're in a period of low motivation.
Yep.
And like, I feel like for me, what I found absolute best thing is to keep myself busy with things I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
You know, like what we're going to be doing, throwing events and things like that is like, for me, like, I want to build relationships with people and I want to do cool shit. And like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to spend our time organizing these events, like having, you know, putting content out there and like inspiring people to do the same. And like, you know, we're going to be going to those events. We're going to be sharing those relationships with people and things like that. And I think like that stuff, if you fill your life with just things that like you enjoy doing, I mean, again, you have to sit down and do it in the first place, which is why it's hard for a lot of people. You have to realize like what you enjoy doing. And then you just build a schedule out of that and you're always doing that stuff. Like, I think you can do a lot of damage to like the stimulation side of your brain.
Definitely.
You know, like you can, and it never goes away. I think like I've just accepted the fact that it just never goes away.
Yeah.
You can satiate it. You know, you can smoke one cigarette a day and you know, be okay for the most part.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that like, just like any kind of like addiction, is like the first step is to admit that you have the addiction, but it's also like not even so much in a serious way. You can just be like, oh, I'm falling into it again. Like you're scrolling reels, even if you can catch yourself as you open the Instagram app, just be like, nope, wait, this is like my subconscious, like addicted brain trying to do it. I'm going to close out. Cause it's not like for this addiction, luckily, there's no like physical withdrawals. At least for me, I don't think they're like, unless you're like really bad. I've never heard of them,
I think physical withdrawals are just like inability to think about anything.
Right, but like,
You know what I mean? Like physical.
that is like a withdrawal that you can like come out of and improve on. Like, because the more you like stop yourself, the more you're like, okay, I'm gonna do something good, and you can. The good thing that I've heard is that you can like rebuild your brain back from this. You know,
What I'm telling you is that takes a really, really, really long time.
definitely.
And I have not seen like I've seen some results, but like, dude, it's like it must take a really, really goddamn long time. Like I need to put myself in a forest in a cabin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like just sit there and like every day just like kind of like do the same fucking routine, you know, build my fire, like find food for my dog and shit, you know, like because this is the only way. Like I because it's everything, you know, it's not like see the problem is like once you have this mentality and this way of looking at the world, like anything is stimulation. You go walk around and like, you know, you're like looking at the different colors of cars and shit. You know, you're like you're getting like certain food that satiates your dopamine. You're always people are smart and they always find a way to get what they need. You know, and it's like, you know, like drug addicts are some of the most scrappy people. You know, you'll find fucking drugs anywhere. You found drugs in your friend's ass crack if you want, bro.
Well, then I think that like in this context, like the answer to that is get scrappy and find it in the things that you've been putting off.
That's what I'm saying. Like that you have to change your self-belief and your understanding of the world to say that like, you know what, like you just have to accept that this is the way you are and then be like, okay, now I'm going to apply this energy that I usually apply here to something else because I will get the same reward. You have to convince you. It's like, you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that easier said than done, bro.
I mean, like, I think that if I really put my brain to it, say I had like an essay that I was working on, I could write a paragraph, just like a rough draft, no sources, just like write something like a paragraph in the same amount of times I could scroll like 15 TikToks.
Yeah.
You know?
You probably could.
I probably could do that. And it's just like, if you can, like, if everybody can just get in the habit, like, try to make themselves get in the habit of, like, really thinking about, like, what else can I do in this time? How much more fulfilling will that be? And just really, like, not in a judgmental way, like a self-judgmental way, but just in, like, a self-love kind of way of, like, what do I deserve more? Do I deserve this like waste of time or do I deserve to do this thing that's fulfilling? And if you can get in the habit of doing that, like, I think that that's something that I'm going to work on now that I like say this is like, I'm going to try to like show myself that self-love and respect by like being like, what fulfilling thing can I do instead? You know,
it's amazing. Like, isn't it amazing how much you can realize when you just talk?
Yeah.
It's like, it is actually such a crazy thing. And I feel like, I don't know how often you do it. Like, I don't do it often, but I should. It's like go on walks. Just with nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, that shit has worked wonders for me. Because especially like, you know, because there's sometimes you can't think because you have so many things going on, you know, and like, you just, again, it becomes the same problem as like when you're overstimulated. You can't think about anything. So you can't plan anything. You can't predict anything. You're just like, and you just get anxiety because like I don't know what the hell is going to happen next. You know, but like if you just go and like clear your mind, like all the thoughts like somehow like organize themselves.
Yeah,
and it's like then you see this like path through, and it's like, oh man, like, you know, I just feel so much better now. Like things just make more sense. It's like, okay, now I know that I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna do this, and like, you know, I'm gonna stop using my phone this time. Like, you know, like, and I think that's like, again, this comes back to this overarching thing of like, you just have to think more.
Yeah.
People have to think more and let their mind wander more. You have to be bored more.
Definitely.
And like, it's so underrated, but it's so goddamn hard because it's hard to be bored. Yeah. You know, it's like, initially it's very difficult to be bored. And then like, once you're there and you're on the walk, it's like, okay, like I can, you know, letting my mind wander is nice. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
So what are you going to do this week?
This week, I'm going to first walk back to my room once we're done filming here.
Yeah.
No YouTube, no headphones, nothing. Enjoying the nighttime air. I'm going to go to bed tonight. No YouTube video. One thing I have been doing lately, that I've been trying to transition into instead of scrolling is like episodes of TV shows.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like cleaning my room or doing something like that while I'm watching them, I feel like it's still better. I've been watching Twilight Zone.
Okay.
I love Twilight Zone. My middle school English teacher, like, made me fall in love with Twilight Zone because it was her favorite show. And on rainy day recess, when we'd have to stay inside, she would just like turn on a Twilight Zone
That's
episode.
awesome.
Oh, dude! It was, and now I'm like, I've never watched the full series through.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it right now. I'm like almost through season 1, and it's like 30 something episodes just in season 1. So,
And it gives you like that nostalgia when you watch it as well.
and like TV back then, partially probably because of like the style that it just naturally was, but also because of the constraints of like the technology they had.
Yeah.
It's very low editing, very low, like not in your face.
And it's like charming too.
It's charming. And you just like get to enjoy this like very simple thing, you know? And that's why I feel like that's at least like a good substitute, you know? You know what else I'm going to do this week is, I thought they were coming in this time. So she was looking at
They're doing another lap.
Dude, they came there and back again. They're watching us.
Are they really?
I don't know. They keep like
just trying to figure out what's going on here.
well, they keep like side eyeing us because like they're not looking directly at us, but they're kind of like hitting us with these, you know. Anyways, I almost a year ago probably I bought one of those, you know, the bricks where you tap your phone to and it locks all your apps.
Yeah.
You can only unlock it when you physically tap it again. I bought one of those and I just have not been using it.
Should use it.
I should use it again. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it this week.
People are smart, bro.
I know.
Like, you're not gonna use that shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it this week. I'm making a promise to myself.
Hey, we should both go no YouTube today. Rest of the day.
Yeah.
That's the plan, bro.
Down.
I actually just finished this book that I was reading. Like, I have a habit. I'm actually pretty proud of it. I have a habit of reading before I go to sleep. Like, I always try and get like 30 minutes in. Sometimes it doesn't happen because I'm just watching some bullshit YouTube videos or something.
Right.
But like, I actually just finished a book and it's like, you know, it felt pretty good. And like, I'm just like, damn, like, I gotta finish it. It was like, it was 500 pages, bro. And I was like, damn, like, that was great. And I just did that just like before I go to sleep and like actually like learned a thing or two. And just like what? Why don't I do this more often? You know, it's like, kind of pisses me off.
Right.
I think that was a good talk.
I think that was a good time.
I think it's probably a good place to end it.
Yeah.
I think I can imagine like we got some pretty good clips too. Like I was thinking like in the moment like I'd be saying something or you'd be saying something. I'm like, dude, that's a great starting clip. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking we put like 3 or 4 of those things at the beginning.
Dude, I think that your one about heroin.
Yeah.
I think that's just the solo clip, and people are like, "What the fuck were they talking?" I also think that we should title this "Woolbound Episode 1." We're getting stimulated. I think that would be such a good clickbait title.
I kind of fuck with that.
We're getting stimulated.
We're getting stimulated. It's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
That's it for Woolbound or Woolcast.
Yeah.
Episode 1 officially.
Woolcast of we have so many wolves, bro.
Yeah.
Wool. No, this is episode 1 because the last one was 0.5.
Yeah, because it cut off early. So this is our full episode 1. We're getting stimulated.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.